explosive audio tapes of Dawood Ibrahim there. Shaina NC of the BJP is still with us. Also, Sanjay Jha of the Congress Party. Rajiv Dogra, former diplomat, also with us right now, and also Mr. RSN Singh. I will come to Mr. Singh first. Mr. Singh, as taking the point forward, as I was speaking to Shaina before, is that time for the government now to seriously think about other means to bring Dawood back? Is it possible for our intelligence agencies to conduct probably a covert operation?
No, by covert operation you cannot get him back. I totally endorse what Ambassador Dogra has said. But I can tell you this much, that in the year 98, the Indian intelligence agencies were quite close to eliminating this fellow in Karachi. But somehow I don't think that, that option was exercised thereafter. But even in last year in March, some transcripts were available. And if I remember Dawood's phone number that time, it was something 923333 and 2064, something, I correctly remember that phone number.
Yeah.
And he was talking to a man called Javed Chautani,
yes,
who was also who was running a betting syndicate and was also a businessman.
Yes.
Now just look at this. This man is the kingpin of international, this betting syndicate.
Yes.
And in which Pakistan cricket is also involved. So, you can infer from this that the ISI does not mind its own team being, involved in these betting activities at the instance of Dawood Ibrahim.
Yes.
In the March 2003 conversation, he also talks about an Indian union minister. So, Ambassador Dogra is absolutely right that his contacts and accomplices at least, should be investigated against. And see, there are only two options. Either you carry out a 98 type operation, which
yes,
in which I told you we were very close, or you smoke out this man. Nothing will happen. The whole world will appreciate it. And don't give me, nobody should give me that idiotic argument that, there'll be a nuclear flare-up and, things like that. There are enough ways
Sanjay,
of eliminating this chap,
Sanjay,
and that should be done as early as possible.
Let me bring you in, Sanjay, as we have been speaking about this being a most opportune time for India to exert more pressure on Pakistan. President Obama is going to be our chief guest on 26th January. Do you think that we should put some conditions as far as United States of America is also concerned? Put some conditions for business with them. Tell them that these are the evidence, and until and unless you help us get Dawood, they will be business with the United States can also not be as usual, because they have been completely ignoring our concerns as far as Dawood Ibrahim is concerned.
No, it's a relevant question, and I can tell you there are two relevant points here. Number one, the very fact that Dawood Ibrahim has been there since 1993 in Pakistan. It cannot be that you can survive for 2 decades with a flourishing real estate business and a lot of illegal criminal activities unless you have state protection or institutional support. So, I mean, that is beyond dispute that Pakistan's ISI or the entire Pakistani establishment. I have heard stories that his security is as strong as that of the President of Pakistan itself. So, that's one reality that Pakistan cannot ignore.
Yes.
The second part is Dawood Ibrahim's activities are not just against India. His entire illegal trade, as somebody mentioned on your panel, which has got a lot of cash transactions, they fund global terror operations. So therefore the best way out for India, because we are one victim, we are extremely vulnerable, but so are other countries.
Yeah.
So if we can create a huge international pressure, obviously led by America, that would be the best option to really get Dawood Ibrahim face justice.
Yeah.
Because honestly speaking, we can talk about all these covert operations, etc., but that can have its own negative consequences, and that Pakistan is capable of very negative reprisals against India. So we have to be very careful. But international diplomatic pressure is the best way out.
Yes. Mr. Dogra, again, the point comes to diplomatic pressure is the best way out. But the point taking forward from what Mr. Singh was also saying, and that Sanjay also spoke about, if the government goes ahead with a covert operation against Dawood, do you think the reprisal would be that much that India needs to worry about as far as Dawood Ibrahim is concerned?
Well, I think first we have to inject a degree of realism into the debate. And Mr. Singh was absolutely right when he said that taking out Dawood Ibrahim from Pakistan is next to impossible. So let's leave it at that. There are other ways of putting pressure on him, and let's concentrate on that. But there again, I think repeatedly we come back to looking at USA and hoping that Obama's visit to India in January for Republic Day would somehow open the gates which will help us nab Dawood Ibrahim. Now that is not going to happen. Just 2 days back, USA has decided to give $1 billion annually to Pakistan again for help on terrorism and so on. And the only condition they have put there in a 1,000-odd page document is that Pakistan must help America in going after Haqqani network, going after TTP, and going after others that threaten America. Lashkar-e-Taiba, Lashkar-e-Janvi, Jaish-e-Mohammed, all have been left out of that. Even Hafiz Saeed, on whom America has put $10 million, does not figure anywhere in that conditionality. So Dawood Ibrahim is way down in the list of America's priorities.
Absolutely.
Let me also say that we should be concerned because Dawood Ibrahim is responsible for all the counterfeit smuggling of our currency into India. Dawood Ibrahim is responsible for drug smuggling into Punjab, which has spoiled an entire generation of youth in Punjab. So we should not be going looking for help from outside sources. We may inform them, but basically it is our strength and our resolve which is going to make the difference.
Absolutely. Shaina, you know, as Ms. Dogra was putting there very rightly, it doesn't seem that United States has Dawood Ibrahim on their list of priority. In that case, it would be up to the government of the day to make sure to put enough pressure on Pakistan by diplomatic means, by other channels, so that Dawood Ibrahim can be flushed out. What would you say on behalf of the government that is headed by the BJP, that people of the country can be assured of that everything will be done so that Dawood Ibrahim can be brought back to our shores, or at least there are mechanisms that will be put in place so that he can be brought to justice?
Firstly, let me please say that what the intelligence does obviously is not something that's going to be exposed on national television or at large. Is our government committed to ensuring that, yes, we try and get him completely eliminated at the earliest? Absolutely. In every sense of whatever proactiveness the Home Department and the Prime Minister himself can take. Are we going to use international pressure? Are we going to use this opportunity coming up on 26 January to engage with the United States of America? Clearly we are. Are we going to use technology to the best of our abilities? Yes, we are. The fact that Dawood Ibrahim has over 1100 crores worth of illegitimate property in Dubai is also an area which needs to be investigated. Who are these so-called frontmen in other varied countries? Are we going to engage in diplomatic ties and use it to the best of our ability? Yes, but I think the bottom line is that Pakistan needs to reply, and needs to reply immediately, because it cannot, on the one hand, have blinkers on when you have the world's most wanted terrorists sitting in your backyard and sitting there comfortably. If it means bringing international pressure and doing whatever our government does need to, clearly we will at the earliest. This is not a one-night solution where you've heard this tape yesterday and you act today. It has to be properly strategized, and I have immense faith in our intelligence and our Home Department, and I'm sure we will get to the logical conclusion and our government will be different from others whereas proactiveness is concerned.
All right, the government will be different in their approach as far as the other governments are concerned. That is what Shaina NC is saying. I'll come back to Sanjay Jha and all the other guests of my panel after. Before I go to my guests for their closing comments, let's once again hear the most clinching audio evidence that Dawood is in Pakistan. Remember, you heard it first on Headlines Today.
वो मेरे को देख के बताते हैं कि भाई अभी ये करना है या ये नहीं करना है। मैं तो यहाँ बैठा हूँ, पूरी दुनिया के अंदर से मैं वो इन्फॉर्मेशन जो मेरे को दे रहे हैं, वही अगर इन्फॉर्मेशन मेरे को गलत दें तो उसमें मिसगाइड हो जाऊंगा। कोई भी हुकूमत भी चलती है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर तो गली गली में जाता नहीं है, मुशीरी उसको आके और जो भी सिस्टम है उसको आके बताता है कि भाई ये हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है, उसके बाद वो डिसीजन लेता है।
बिल्कुल सही है।
इतना इनोसेंट यासिर भी नहीं हो सकता कि यार वो अभी भाई ने आईजी को मना किया तो भाई के पास कैसे पूछूं, ये तो कोई बात ही नहीं है।
उसके अलावा भी मैंने भी आपको तो बताया कि अगर आपको पता है कि एक जगह का सारी अम्ब्रेला जिनकी है, तो नीचे वालों को नीचे वाले कुछ भी कहे, आप ऊपर वाले को फोन करना आपका फर्ज बनता है। वो गलती है कि और आप ऑलरेडी उनसे पहले भी धोखा खा चुके हो। डाउनटाउन में भी आपने ये बोला कि मुझे ये बताया गया था, तो इस दफा तो चेक कर लो कि सही है कि नहीं, और इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफर तो कर दो। मैं बाहर जा रहा हूँ, घर को तो पहले चेक कर लूं। तो वो सारी चीज माने यासिर और बोले नहीं ये गलतियां हैं, और बोला इसी वजह से मैंने अब जो है इन लोगों के साथ काम नहीं करना है। नहीं तो ये
और यासिर को एक बात बोलना कि भाई मैंने जो गोयनका वाला किस्सा तेरे को सुनाया था, वो किस्सा मैंने खुद ही सुनाया था। ये किस्से में वो आईजी पे फिट नहीं होता है, वो किस्सा जो होता है वो अपने वालों पे फिट होता है।
समझ गया, बिल्कुल सही है। अब वो गोयनका वाला किस्सा सुना है पूरा, बिल्कुल सही है। ये कह रहे मेरे ऊपर फिट होता है
Dawood Ibrahim boasting there in those audio tapes, clearly saying, almost equating himself as the Prime Minister of any country. Let me quickly go across to Sanjay Jha first for his last comments on these explosive tapes that have been aired on headlines today. Sanjay, my first question to you, of course, would be, are you convinced with what China had said, that this government will have a different approach to what the UPA government or the previous governments had as far as dealing with Dawood Ibrahim is concerned? And also, can we expect political unity at least on issues like this? Will the Congress be backing the BJP to the hilt when it comes to Dawood Ibrahim?
Well, firstly, many congratulations to Headlines today for producing some very serious evidence that gives the government an opportunity to either strengthen negotiations or to increase international pressure. Now, the fact of the matter is China said the government will do something different. What she has not told you is what that different thing will be. I don't want to bring politics into it, but I do believe that, you know, all the macho bravado of 56-inch Chhati will now have to act and deliver on that promise made to the people of India. And now, as far as getting Dawood Ibrahim is concerned, he is a mastermind of two gruesome attacks on India, including to an extent even on 26/11. So I think all political parties will support any initiative of this government to get Dawood Ibrahim to face the justice that he deserves to face.
Mr. Dogra, very quickly, as you said, that India cannot rely on United States of America. They do not have Dawood on their list of priorities. What else? What are the options left for us? And is it realistic to expect that this government, with the way they are approaching, as China also said, that they will have a different approach, would be able to bring Dawood Ibrahim to justice?
Well, we are not entirely helpless. We are a strong country. We are a sovereign country. We are a powerful country. The only thing is we should have the resolve to act. I don't mean hot pursuit or anything like that in terms of bravado, but a nation is not without options. But let me also say that we are facing someone who is an extremely important asset for ISI and Pakistani establishment. I was the last full-time Indian Consul General in Karachi.
Yes.
And the only reason our consulate in Karachi was closed in 1994 was because ISI and Pakistan Army wanted to settle Dawood Ibrahim and his operations in Karachi. So you can understand the kind of importance he has in that system.
Very quickly, coming to Mr. Singh, sir, as the intelligence, as somebody who has been close in the intelligence circuit, you know how the covert operations work, how the intelligence apparatus works. Do we have the capacity and the capability to eliminate or at least try and nab Dawood Ibrahim in Pakistan?
Absolutely. Let me tell you that the present National Security Advisor Whatever little I know of him, is a hands-on operations man. And if he cannot do it, nobody can.
Yes.
And the second thing is, when it comes to Dawood, invariably it gets political. Because remember,
right,
there were politicians also. There were politicians also in nexus with this man.
I'm completely out of time, Shahina. I can only give you 10 seconds to go ahead and make your point. I'm completely, in fact, over time as of now.
No, I just want to make a 10-second point.
Yeah.
Just a 10-second point. Mr. Jha said that, I haven't exposed what our government's going to do.
Yes.
Clearly, our government would be an absolutely immature government if we were to announce on national television what our game plan and strategy is.
All right.
We have intelligence officers all working round the clock, and I think that we need to have faith in our system and faith in the administration and the political class.
Absolutely. With that, I will have to wrap up this debate on as far as these Dawood tapes are concerned. Here's hoping that what Shahina Ainsi said is the fact that the government is seriously taking on as far as Dawood Ibrahim is concerned, and very soon we would be able to get some results as far as this most dreaded, most wanted terrorist who is hiding in Pakistan.